Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Hook. I work for Flying Fish. We are the leading provider of professional instructional courses in snow and water sports. This next segment is about working as a water sports instructor, and I've got Amy Chambers, who is the assistant beach manager at Club Vass, a well-known windsurfing spot in Greece, who's going to tell you what it's like, the day-to-day life of working as an instructor. So, Amy, if you'd like to come up, please.
So, hello, like Cookie says, my name's Amy, and I'm here to talk to you about working as a water sports instructor. So just starting off with how I first became involved in the industry. This is me, obviously. Bit of windsurfing, diving, kiting going on, so a little bit of everything. And I think it all first started when my family moved to Cyprus. So that's where I grew up, that's where I went to school, lived there since I was 7. So actually having the opportunity to participate and get involved in water sports in the first place was a massive step in the right direction. However, it was on a trip actually back to the Isle of Wight in 1999 to watch my brother compete in a windsurfing event. I first saw the sport of kite surfing, so, you know, I think he did really well. I don't know, I wasn't actually watching him, I was watching the kiting. And so on the way back, on the return journey back to Cyprus, I decided, right, kiting, see how far I can go with that. And so myself and a couple of mates, we went out, we bought all the kiting kit, we bought a couple of DVDs on how to do it, some magazines, and we taught ourselves to kite surf. Now, this is actually totally the wrong way to learn to kite surf, okay? So please don't do that. What you should do is you should go and have lessons with a qualified instructor, okay? So we learned trial and error, basically, mainly error, I have to say. And after that rather steep learning curve, I did go on to do my kiting instructor course. And I worked in Cyprus for 2 seasons teaching kiting. It was about this time as well that I did my dive instructor ticket and also my level 1 windsurf instructor ticket. So I did a little bit of everything. And I was quite lucky because it enabled me to travel quite well with a range of qualifications. So I've done seasons in Cyprus, in Greece, Egypt, Kenya, Bermuda, St. Lucia, Venezuela, just to name drop a little bit. And so I do think it's a brilliant way to travel and also to experience the place that you're visiting because you're actually working there. I think it's brilliant for that. And then for the last 5 years, I've been working for a company called Club Vass. Oh, that's Bermuda. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Called Club Vass, and they are a windsurfing holiday company. And my first Club Vass experience was actually going on holiday with these guys first, again, to see my brother. I went to Dahab for 2 weeks in Egypt, ended up staying 3 months, teaching diving for them, so I was quite lucky. And it was here that I decided Club Vass was a company that I wanted to get involved in and to work for. And obviously the lifestyle is brilliant, very, very attractive. So I pestered the guys for a job on the beach as a windsurfing instructor in Greece. Finally got one in 2005. And over the seasons, I did my instructor upgrade, so my intermediate instructor course and also my advanced instructor course with Flying Fish. And I've also been lucky enough to work the winters with Club Vass. So the summers in Greece, the winters in Egypt and Venezuela. So very, very lucky. Last year, I was assistant beach manager, and I also head up and run the Diva Clinics. And Diva Clinics are ladies-only windsurfing weeks. So we get girls of all ages and abilities coming over to be taught by female instructors. And it's basically a full power week of activities, lots of social stuff going on, things happening every single night, cocktail nights, movie nights, meals out, lots of windsurfing obviously, but there's yoga, mountain biking, all of that involved. So I head up and run those, and we do about 3 a season in Vass. And I've also been writing a column for Windsurf magazine. It's pretty impressive. It's just short technique pieces aimed at the girls. So check it out, because it's going to help you windsurfing out no end, probably. So I've been doing that. In a couple of weeks' time, I'm off to Dahab on holiday, just to see the guys there, do a bit of windsurfing, and then back to Vass again for this summer season. So that's pretty much me. I mean, I do think the outdoor industry is a very, very worthwhile one to get involved in, and to experience if you can. And I think that's where it all started with me, was having the opportunity initially, and then going on the outdoor activity holiday with the company that I wanted to work for, and then just sheer persistence, really, in terms of getting a job with them. Okay, if I talk a little bit then about Club Vass as a company to work for and the different jobs that you can do within it. Like I said, it's purely a windsurfing holiday company. Probably one of the best in the world, actually, I have to say. And so we get people coming over, mainly from UK, to be taught by the highly trained professional instructors that work there. And it is pretty special because it does boast the highest number of level 5 instructors working at any one centre. So you can come on holiday with us and learn everything from a beach start right the way through to the latest freestyle moves, the stuff that you see in the magazines and on the DVDs and things like that. We've got a couple of professional windsurfers that work on the beach, so when they're not competing on the world circuit, they are actually teaching beach starts at Club Vass. We do have a really good mountain biking section as well, alongside the Club Vass stuff. Biking in Greece is brilliant, so that's an extra activity. And then this year, we're looking to incorporate some more health and fitness options into the holiday. So stuff like stand-up paddleboarding, bit of yoga, circuit training, things like that. So they are diversifying slightly. So as far as jobs go, you could be a windsurfing instructor on the beach. Be a mountain bike guide. You could get involved with the Kids Club. So Kids Club is another facility that we have, and basically the kids get taken away. Sounds a bit. They get taken away to do fun stuff. You know, lots of windsurfing, lots of sailing, and the idea of Kids Club is that it reflects the timings of the lessons. So it's brilliant because it means that both parents can actually get involved with all the windsurfing lessons that are going on. So you could do that. You could be a nanny, looking after the smaller ones. And then there's the hotel and restaurant side of things, so chefs, bar and counter staff, housekeeping, maintenance, and management, pretty much. Now, I mentioned the Flying Fish guys, and they're the instructor training organisation who I did my upgrades with. At Club Vass, we're very lucky to have these guys actually on site. So they're running instructor courses independently of Club Vass, but it benefits us massively because we get a lot of the Flying Fish students finishing their courses and then assisting with our teaching groups. They're going on to work on the beach afterwards. About 80% of the staff at Club Vass have come up through Flying Fish, so they were the first point of contact with working in the industry. And it does benefit us because it means that we can do all of our upgrades, so the next instructor ticket, you can do your revalidations on site, you can gain new qualifications. So not only do they do windsurfing there, they're running dinghy sailing courses, scuba diving, the power boating and the first aid stuffs all on site. So if you're thinking about career progression, I would say laterally, you know, thinking about expanding on your qualifications and gaining new ones, that side of things is really, really good with Club Vass. Because of the Flying Fish crew. Talking about career progression upwards, probably the opportunities aren't that great because Club Vass is actually a fairly small company with the management side of things. So maybe within a more corporate holiday company, there'd be a better opportunity for climbing the ladder. But I think at this stage, this is what you need to think about, whether being a water sports instructor is the career path that you want. And so maybe you stay on that base level, but, you know, you enrich people's lives because you're teaching them new and different things. Or you try and climb the ladder, but it will take you off the beach, into an office, away from the teaching. I think it's very hard to do both, particularly within Club Vass. I mean, like I said, it is my full-time job and I'm very privileged to do it, but I have no responsibilities. I only have to look after myself, which is handy because, like I said, it's not massively sustainable. The wages are fairly low. We do get accommodation with our package. Won't get free food this year, I don't think. But it's all enough, and it shouldn't ever cost you anything to do a season, not unless you are going away every night and drinking your wages away. What you will get out of the end of it, though, is a lot of good windsurfing kit. So this year we've got JP and Neil Pride, so we're looking at the top end of the windsurfing equipment market. And our kit's brand new every season as well at Club Vass. So as staff, you get very good kit deals. So you'll come away with a nice new board or something like that, not a stash of cash by any means. And you might come away with new qualifications. So, for example, if you're coming over to work on the bar, you can learn to windsurf throughout the summer season and then leave at the end of it with your instructor ticket. A couple of things that you might want to think about before you take the next step towards working as a water sports instructor, if that's what you want to do. One of the things could possibly be, doing what I did, which was going on an outdoor activity holiday first with the company that you maybe want to work with, just to see what it's about. It does give you quite a good insight into that whole lifestyle and the way of life and things like that. So, go on the holiday, check out the instructors, maybe look at the times that they're on site, the times that they end up leaving the beach, not in a sinister stalking manner, just casually observe what they're doing. Look for the behind-the-scenes stuff, the additional roles and responsibilities that they might have. And then really what you need to ask yourself is whether you could do it for 22 weeks, which is the season at Vass, or, rather than just the 1 week that you're there on holiday. I do think that's a really good thing to do before you embark and commit to it as a full-time career. Other things to think about, stuff like instructor qualities maybe. So what makes a good instructor? Working at Club Vass, you have to be surprisingly organised because the way the whole beach runs, it's all done on a rota system. So for example, in the mornings we have the lower levels out teaching because it's ideal conditions for beginners, improvers, and the higher levels are working the beach, doing the rescue, doing their land sessions, things like that. And then as soon as it gets windy, 3 o'clock every single day, the higher levels hit the water and the lower levels are back working the beach. So actually you've got to be really on the ball and organised with your session times and things like that because it will affect the way the whole beach runs. Something else, I think, is just having a little bit of confidence. Not too much, you don't want to be overly confident, but just a little bit of confidence and a little bit of self-belief, because it's very, very daunting talking to a group of people. And what you need to remember as well is that people have come on holiday, they've paid to come on holiday to be taught to windsurf by you, so the chances are they are actually listening to what you're saying, which, it's an anomaly sometimes, isn't it, to have people listen. And a little bit of self-belief, I think, goes a long way. The other thing, obviously, presenting skills, so making sure you can get the point across clearly, concisely, not forgetting that the guys are there on holiday, not back at school, they're definitely not at boot camp, they're there on a relaxing windsurfing holiday, so just teaching them what they want to know. The safety side of things as well, being aware that you're responsible not just for the physical safety of these people, but also for the enjoyment of these people. So that comes into it. The other thing you need to think about is whether you can handle the actual lifestyle. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? How hard can it possibly be? It's actually really hard work. So peak season, we work a 60-hour week. That's 10 hours on the beach and then compulsory social activities afterwards. You get 1 day off a week, no other holiday time. Unless you're on your deathbed, you won't get any other time off. So if you're doing the winter, you will be working Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the whole lot. So it is pretty hard. And then, I mentioned the social side. So you need to have your happy instructor face on all the time. You can't have a bad day. You've got to be on the ball, the safety side of things all the time as well. And at Vass, we have an end-of-week barbecue where you have to dress up every week, different theme every week, which is stressful enough, figuring out what you're going to wear. We have to work these barbecues. We have to provide the entertainment as well. That's cops and robbers, obviously. And obviously, I'm a forensic scientist in the boiler suit there. So the entertainment usually involves making a fool out of yourself. Almost certainly, it will involve some degree of nakedness. But, it's a good crack. And at the end of the day, really, it's all part of the job. So definitely worthwhile, if you ask me. Just some final top tips at the end there. Try and get a recognisable qualification. So obviously go through the correct organisations, RYA, Flying Fish. They'll train you completely properly. Bit of insurance there as well. shadow a group, so before and after your course. You'll never be thrown straight into teaching as soon as you've done your instructor ticket. So just, you know, shadow a group afterwards. Try and do the whole season from setup to pack up, because it gives you a really good insight into how the whole centre operates. And you'll be one of the few people that knows where everything lives as well, you know, all the spare parts and everything like that. Push yourself. So with your upgrades, do your next step up. It's a lot more interesting to teach a wide range of levels than just doing beginners for a week after week after week. With your personal sailing as well, definitely use the expertise that's on hand. Ask questions and listen in. Definitely ask all the other instructors. Listen in to their sessions as well. Again, not only to help with your own personal sailing, but to help with your, you know, planning of calf drive chat or whatever. And then finally, make sure that you're doing it really because you love the teaching side of it, because that is what you'll do most of, is teaching. You won't necessarily be able to windsurf for 6 hours a day. You're going to teach most of that time.